What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Showroom. How you doing, Erin?
Good. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm really excited for our brand new show called Showroom, which we will be doing every single week to give updates about Niftmint and talk about the latest things that are happening in the world of brand, retail, and commerce on the innovation, technology, business. Um, we'll be discussing it and things that are happening in culture as well. So I'm really excited for today's show and excited for some of the things that we'll be talking about. When we travel, we'll be able to share places that we're going to. We've traveled quite a bit this year, and it's primarily around commerce. We were just in Chicago a few weeks ago. Actually, I guess it was a month ago now. It feels like it was just a
Time
couple of days
flies.
ago. Yeah. So Erin, yeah, I'd love for you. Why don't you introduce yourself real quick to everybody, and then I'll introduce myself, and we'll get right into the show.
Hi, everybody. My name is Erin Lowe, and I am the head of operations for Niftmint. I've been working with Jonathan for about 5 years now, building tech in the retail space. Super excited about what we got going on this week. It's Black Friday, and the holidays are coming up.
Yeah, give let's give a taste for what we're going to be talking about. So you're going to be talking about Black Friday.
Black
There's some.
Friday,
Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
sorry, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, counterfeit toys, talking about ads used, AI used in ads. We're talking about holiday stuff going forward for the month of December.
Yeah, we got some great also announcements like our stablecoins for brands
Yes, yes.
and some fun stuff with like mustard. I'm excited to talk about that as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll get it started. So we're not going to do this every time, of course, but because this is our first episode, we thought it would be a good time to just introduce everybody to Niftmint that's not familiar with it. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into that. So Niftmint, what we do is we incentivize brands to use authenticated products. There's this really big problem when it comes to counterfeit goods, which we'll get into. And for those of you who are on the technical side of things or familiar with blockchain technology, we do that by using two items of blockchain tech that have become pretty popular over the last couple of years, being RWA and DPIN technology. So there's this big problem with counterfeit goods. $3.5 trillion worth of counterfeit goods every year. We're talking counterfeit products. So imagine you get like a fake Louis bag, or you got tickets to a Taylor Swift concert and you can't even get in the door. You know, what do you really to do in that scenario? It becomes pretty difficult. So what we do is we create a digital twin of physical products and of experiences, essentially acting like as a key or a certificate of authenticity to make it accessible. So these are things that can replace warranties and service level agreements, and also be brought into the manufacturing side of it. So that's a big product problem that brands have. Brands also face an engagement problem. And when we talk about engagement, we've been working with brands for several decades now. I've been in retail technology for 15 years. I've been a brand. I've had retail stores, and when you talk to brands, it's pretty easy to think that they care about loyalty and rewards, which they do. But loyalty and rewards is essentially the um, the reaction to engagement. What you really want is customer engagement. So brands are very intimately aware to how people interact in their stores, online, and app, how they purchase. But the relationship that brands have with their customers is very, very transactional. Once that customer leaves the site, there's really no understanding of how that person is using the product. So we have a solution that's a DPIN-like solution, and DPIN stands for decentralized physical infrastructure. But for those not in blockchain and not technical, what we're essentially talking about is we allow a user to be able to earn rewards for using products from the brands that they like. So imagine that you have a Louis Vuitton bag, and by using that Louis Vuitton bag or wearing that Louis Vuitton bag in a public space, you would get cash back, rewards, points, whatever the brand determines is best for their marketing needs. And the reason why we're able to do that is because we create a digital twin of the physical product that serves as that certificate of authenticity. And then we map that to that physical product, which we'll get into here a little bit deeper. So for those on the technical side, think of us essentially like Stripe, but for tokenization. We embed directly into the brand's e-commerce platform, and then we abstract all the heavy lifting for the brand and the end consumer. The brand never has to handle cryptocurrency, and they never have to have a crypto wallet. Neither does their customer. That's our secret sauce. That's what we handle on behalf of the brand. And we do this in a number of ways. We use things like RFID technology with physical products. We are able to create first-person data. And the reason why is because the consumer is interacting and they're volunteering information. Hey, this is my shopping. This is how I shop. This is what I purchase. This is how I interact with it. And they're being rewarded for sharing that information. To get a little bit more into the details of it, when you pair the physical to digital, there typically needs to be some sort of low frequency radio technology into that. And so those are things like RFID sensors, NFC being the most common. If you ever have paid with Apple Pay or Google Pay and you put your phone up to the register, that is an NFC transaction or interaction that's taking place. Bluetooth Low Energy is also used for this. And so in doing this, by making sure these are in products, and by the way, most, if not all, luxury goods have RFIDs in them currently today. And in 2026, it'll become mandatory that all garments that are in Europe will have to have an RFID sensor in them. So we're at this really interesting inflection point for when people will be using and consuming these types of products. To get into the loyalty and reward side of it, we have a product called Niftmint Rewards, which this is something that is added to the brand, and they're able to offer this to their customers so they can earn for shopping. They can also earn for sharing, and they earn for wearing, and they earn for owning. And so essentially, anybody that's on this call, you are able to on this show, I should say, you are able to sign up for Niftmint Rewards today, actually, and start earning. And we'll get more into Niftmint Rewards at the end of the call. I keep on saying call at the end of the show. But what Niftmint Rewards is our consumer application. And in there, you can go to our essentially our affiliate marketplace. If you're familiar with companies like Rakuten, similar to that, and you can find exclusive deals for Niftmint customers and Niftmint users. You can earn your cashback rewards, your points, and as well as tokens. So we've been doing this for about 2.5 years. We've done proof of concepts with companies like T-Mobile, Kiss Beauty, and Ligonier Ministries. And we have integration across several EVM chains. This year, we're going to be focusing heavily, and actually in the next quarter, we're going to be focusing heavily on adding our Solana integration. What I want to stress for anybody that's listening, especially if you're hearing a lot of blockchain and NFT in this conversation, is we focus 100% on the end consumer. We are not focused on the crypto consumer. By all means, crypto consumers are going to be mass consumers as well. But when I say that, what I mean is we're not creating crypto points crypto wallets and forcing people to use crypto. We embed into the ecosystems of the existing brand technology. And the reason why is because, for example, you have a company like Starbucks that has 31 million loyalty members, or T-Mobile and Deutsche Telekom together having 250 million users, and Prime having 200 million users. So the example that we're trying to show here is that brands have large communities, and applying this technology and making it accessible and usable to the end consumer is really where the value is. We don't believe in welcoming people to Web3 and this notion of having to teach people how to use heavy technology. There needs to be a very clean and easy user experience. And that's why we sit in the background and everything takes place in the brand ecosystem. So last year is this is a huge market opportunity. So global commerce is a $6.3 trillion market, and that's across online and shopping in person. And that's just when we talk about shopping commerce. That there's a lot of other elements of commerce, everything from supply chain and shipping and so forth. Now, this RWA technology, which stands for real world assets, has actually been very well adopted in the financial sector. So that's creating a digital token essentially for things like stocks and bonds and real estate. That's a $10 trillion market. So we are tokenizing, and one of the only companies that has heavily focused on the commerce vertical. And we are the only company that's focused on doing this from a brand perspective and brand integration point of view. And that's Niftmint. So if you want to learn more, go ahead and scan that QR code and you'll get to find out more about Niftmint and what we do.
In today's digital economy, brands face challenges like enhancing customer loyalty, optimizing vendor payments, and managing global operations. Niftmint Stablecoins for Brands offers a transformative solution, enabling businesses to integrate blockchain-powered efficiency and security into loyalty programs, supplier payments, employee rewards, and customer refunds. By using stablecoins, brands streamline operations, eliminate payment delays, and create flexible, real-world value for customers and employees, all while reducing costs and enhancing transparency. With features like instant cross-border transactions, traceable supplier payments, and loyalty rewards that can grow through yield mechanisms, Niftmint redefines customer engagement and operational efficiency. By bridging traditional business needs with blockchain's potential, stablecoins empower brands to stay competitive, future-proof their operations, and deliver unmatched experiences in a rapidly evolving market.
So I'm really excited to announce our latest product, which is Stablecoins for Brands. And essentially, the reason why we created Stablecoins for Brands is we've long held the belief that every single brand should be and should have its own stablecoin. What are your thoughts, Erin?
I think that you should delve a little bit deeper into why brands would even care about stablecoins.
Yeah, most definitely. So, look, I've been working in retail tech, like I said, for about 15 years now. And one of the things that brands, of course, really care about, as we've mentioned, is this engagement. But loyalty points is infrastructure and essentially a process and a setting that has been around, since even before e-commerce. So a lot of this sits on like really old, like legacy systems, one. But two is when you think about what a stablecoin is for a brand, is you're talking about a improvement on loyalty points. So if anybody's familiar with JP Morgan Chase, which I'm sure a lot of you are, JP Morgan Chase actually has their own stablecoin. And the main reason they do that is to reconcile between cross-border payments or within themselves and within their own ecosystem. And so we see a world where every single major brand, particularly ones that have, ecosystems or essentially economies around them. You think of companies like Amazon and Walmart and REI, Nike, these really big, massive brands as having their own stablecoins. It offers them the opportunity to do things like pay for vendors or, create an improved loyalty and reward system. Also, actually, like internal divisional payments. So if anybody's ever worked at a large company, one thing that often happens, like let's say you have a marketing department and a tech department, and the tech department needs to do something for marketing. That's billed at, typically it's billed at the same rate as they would bill externally, and it's basically cash dollars. So, being able to remit that payment in a stable coin being of their own would be really interesting. Employee rewards, rewarding your own employees for the things that they do, allowing them to use those stable coins to purchase within your ecosystem. An easy way to refund to the customer, and even just pay as you go models. Now, just like what we talked about with how we operate Niftmint, these are technology things that don't need to be at the forefront in the marketing or the conversation. As far as a customer knows, a brand just created a better loyalty point program. That's it. That's all they need to know. Hey, like now you have a loyalty point system that you can use here at our company, and you can also use this loyalty point with our partners. And it really allows this opportunity for a partner network as well, because if brands are all using stable coins based on a similar chain or the same chain, you can create a lot of cross collaboration across these the products.
That's great. Thanks for delving into that for us, Jonathan.
Yeah, definitely. Now, one last thing I want to talk about when I bring up this, stable coins for brands is this is coming directly from brands. Now, what I'll be clear on is we hadn't had a brand say, hey, Jonathan, hey, Erin, we're looking for stable coins for brands. But what we have had is, hey, we have these problems with loyalty points, or we have these problems with rewards. And then we've talked to them about how stable coins work, and they think that's very, very interesting. So we're currently in NDAs with a couple of brands who we're doing some initial work on this. And, we hope to be able to announce soon what's taking place and what's coming up next.
Exciting news.
All right. So let's get on to what's coming next with Black Friday.
We're expecting 90.6 million online shoppers and 76.2 million in-store shoppers. It's going to be a big Black Friday, Cyber Monday year this year. Our online sales, or Black Friday online sales last year, was 98.8 billion, which is a 7.5% increase from 2022. We project that it'll be 10.8 billion online sales for this year, with a 9.9% increase from 2023. Consumer participation last year was at 166.8 million. Those are 90.6 who shopped online. It's not 90.6 million who shopped online and 76.2 million who shopped in the store. This year, it's projected that 36% of Americans will make a purchase on Black Friday. The key trends that we see for this year are early access deals. Retailers have increasingly embraced early access sales to attract shoppers before the date. Sustainability on the rise. Shoppers are more conscious than ever about their environmental impact. Brands offering eco-friendly options or promote sustainable shopping will likely stand out this year. Tech-forward shopping. From augmented reality shopping tools to personalized recommendations powered by AI, technology will play a significant role, as it always does, in 2024. Retailers will aim to enhance the online and in-store shopping experience. Luxury meets discounts. Expect luxury brands to offer curated deals, especially on Cyber Monday, as more high-end retailers join the online sales frenzy. Buy now, pay later services. Flexible payment options will continue to grow in popularity, making it easier for consumers to purchase high-ticket items during these sales.
Yeah, what's interesting about Black Friday in general is it seems like every year it not seems like it does. Every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and Black Friday is a key indicator as to, call it consumer sentiment and where the market will sit. What the rest of the year will look like. You have companies like Amazon and Walmart, of course, where frankly the majority of brands make a huge chunk of their revenue during this Christmas shopping time.
The top categories to watch this year are electronics, fashion and accessories, home goods, travel deals, and digital subscriptions. Electronics are always a highlight of Black Friday. Expect deep discounts on TVs, laptops, gaming consoles, and smart home devices.
Yeah, Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna, no, continue. You have
Yeah, I
something?
mean,
Yeah.
there's already a couple things that I'm looking for myself on the electronic side. It's funny because I was going through my Instagram, and a Black Friday ad comes up from Amazon, and it's just for one of their Blink cameras. And I was like, I've been wanting to get one of those, but they're $100. I'm not for the outdoor, and I'm not going to pay $100 for one of these cameras. Well, the Black Friday deal has it for $39.99. And
Wow.
if you can basically buy four of them. It's either three or four of them for the same price that you can buy one on Black Friday. So I'll definitely be taking advantage of some of the things that I need to purchase in that regard. How about anything you're looking for on the Black Friday
Absolutely.
front?
Absolutely. I'm looking at the fashion and accessories and the home goods. There's some deals coming around, and I've got four children, four college-age children, and they're all have apartments. They're new into apartments or dorms, and so I'll be looking at home goods this year. And for my daughter, fashion and accessories.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right. Well, for everybody here, again, do check out Niftmint Rewards. You can go ahead and scan that QR code, and you can become a Niftmint Rewards member. At Niftmint Rewards, you're able to shop from all the top brands that you love, and you can earn cashback tokens and rewards as a result of that.
Counterfeit Ms. Rachel dolls have become a growing concern, with fake products flooding online marketplaces and raising safety issues for consumers. In response, Niftmint offers an innovative solution by using blockchain technology to authenticate products and protect both brands and consumers. By tokenizing physical items like the Ms. Rachel Speak and Sing doll, Niftmint can create digital certificates of authenticity, accessible via mobile apps. Further, integrating RFID, NFC, or Bluetooth technology into the dolls would allow instant verification and unlock additional digital experiences for consumers. This not only safeguards against counterfeit products but also provides valuable insights for brands, increasing customer engagement and trust.
Now, Erin, you wrote a blog for us recently about the
Yes.
Miss Rachel dolls. So, what was happening was these, Miss Rachel, she is a child TV show person, and essentially was selling these dolls, and there's people selling counterfeit versions of these dolls on Amazon, and you can see by this picture they look very different. But also the counterfeit one, the one on the left, it had some issues. There'd be like wires hanging out and the stuffing hanging out. Can you share a little bit more about what you learned in writing this blog?
Yes, I can. And also, Jonathan, this speaks to the $3 trillion counterfeit market that you addressed earlier in the show. This is a product problem. So Miss Rachel comes out with these dolls. Everyone, they're like number one selling item on Amazon Prime right now for this age group for kids. And third-party resellers are starting to sell counterfeit dolls. The ones on the left on the screen on Amazon, on Walmart, they're starting to send out these toys, and this is a big problem because it's duping the customer and it's degrading the real Miss Rachel doll.
Yeah, definitely. That's a big problem for many reasons, right? So as a consumer, you of course want to have the highest quality product that you're purchasing and make sure that you're getting that product. And then as the person creating the product or the company, you're running the risk of people getting a bad perception of the product that you created, and it's not even your fault. So one of the things that we do at Niftmint, and what we touched on when we were presenting Niftmint as an example, is by creating a digital version of the product and combining that with adding some sort of RFID, NFC, or digital low frequency radio, you really allow for the opportunity of creating a one-to-one pairing. Now, there's some other ways of doing it. You can even use QR codes and things like that. But the most secure way is by using a low frequency radio, so that way it can't be counterfeited. in that regard. So yeah, we're actually talking with two large toy manufacturers that we met when we were at Shop Talk in Chicago about this very issue and very problem. So perhaps soon we'll be able to solve this with them.
Sounds good, Jonathan.
All right. So for those who are not aware, there's been a viral meme because there's a new song by Kendrick Lamar that came out. And so you might have heard this before.
Love it.
Again. One more time.
One more time.
Oh, I can't get it to go loud enough. So essentially, halfway through this song called TV Off, Kendrick Lamar decides to yell mustard. And the reason why he's yelling mustard is because his DJ on this, or the producer on this beat, is DJ Mustard. So he yells mustard. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because there was a very interesting engagement opportunity. A lot of different cartoons and media IP decided to tweet it out as an example. So there's a tweet from Paramount, I believe it's Paramount, with Shrek, and Shrek is just yelling, and then they put the mustard song on it. But someone, a brand that I thought did a really good job with this actually is McDonald's. So McDonald's tweeted this out. They said, honey mustard. So they, changed their packaging here. And as of yesterday, this had 11 million views. Well, I bet it's, probably close to, probably even 50%, maybe even double that now. DJ Mustard replied on this, and quite a few people did. But, I think this is super smart from the social media team. And it just shows, how being aware of what's happening in current popular culture or what's happening in memes really can make a difference and can be a way to stand out. So, props to the McDonald's team, and they have a history of doing this actually. So, Erin, if you could use your French here, what does this say? So this is from McDonald's France.
It says, pour des raisins au vedante en son à retirer cette sauce.
And what does that mean?
For evident reasons, or for reasons that we can all see, one must retire this sauce.
Yeah, and so what happened is during the Paris Olympics, a gentleman by the name of Steph Curry, who is a basketball player for the Golden State Warriors and was on the Olympic team, he did really, really well. And so his name is Curry, Steph Curry. And so basically McDonald's France said, hey, we got to retire this curry sauce as a result. And, thought that was really, really funny and interesting.
Something magic in the night. Can you see it shining bright?
So Coca-Cola is getting a little bit of grief right now because they did an advertisement with AI. And so they basically reached out to a number of agencies, and that ad that you saw there was 100% done with AI. Erin, I'm curious what your thoughts are on the AI advertisement. Is the controversy even worthy?
Well, so first of all, I'm not sure with a big brand like Coca-Cola if using AI is going to really make a difference. Like they're still engaging with the customer. The customer is still going to buy Coca-Cola. But what I find really interesting is the amount of ads on Instagram that are using AI, and they have some of these people that are holding product have feet for hands or hands for feet. And I don't know, to me, it looks a little bit sloppy, but they're still advertising. They're still going to be able to push their product forward. So I think it remains to be seen what happens in the future with these ads generated by AI.
Yeah, I think, in this context, it's a really good ad. There
That
were
is.
no feet for hands that I saw
Yeah.
in the Coca-Cola
Yeah,
ad.
you're right.
But I
Yeah.
do know what you're talking about
Yeah.
in that regard. Look, I think what's really interesting about the moment in time that we are at with content is, as consumers, we've become so used to getting quick content. So think of TikTok, think of Instagram Reels. Like, we're willing to consume content that's very low budget, that's on the fly, that gives opportunities for people like us even to have a
Yeah.
podcast that's not super high production.
Talking about
And
it.
so people still like the content. And so, to your point, is now we're starting to see more and more AI. So I think as a result of that is consumers are used to it. They're already used to seeing the AI. And frankly, like in that commercial, it's very cartoon-like, and Coca-Cola has had AI cartoons in the past, or sorry, not AI cartoons, but just cartoons in the past
CGI.
overall.
Yeah.
So I think obviously we're going to be seeing a lot more of that from different brands. And that leads to, are we going to get less actors and so forth? And there'll probably be
Yeah.
less actors because AI will be able to take over that. But like with every industry, is the people that are the best at it, or the people that are able to really create audience. They're the ones who are going to always have a role there. But yeah, if you're a brand, you definitely are going to start using AI more. If you haven't already, I'm sure many of you are, and it's consistently thinking through, what are those next things to be relevant with your company or product.
It'll be really interesting to see, with the Super Bowl in 2025, what kind of ads that the big brands come out with for the halftime show and throughout the Super Bowl.
I think maybe we'll have an episode where we just
Yeah,
go through all the ads. That would actually be
exactly.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. And those ads are clever and, really great. It's one of the reasons why I watched the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, well, we had a good show, first show here. In
Yeah,
closing,
great.
want to really highlight and showcase our Niftmint Rewards products. So, for anybody listening and watching the show, make sure that you do sign up for Niftmint Rewards. It's quick and easy. You just go to niftmint.com/rewards, and you are able to create your account. You'll start earning. And we're putting the last finishing touches on the ability to be able to earn. So go ahead and just register for now, and you'll be able to start earning here shortly. So with that, thank you everybody for watching our very first show, going with the ups and the downs, and I think it's been mostly ups. This will be a weekly show that we do, and we're still looking to find the perfect time to go live. But we have a lot of friends that are watching this with us right now. And for those of you who are on the brand side or the commerce side or the retail side, we actually even want to invite you to be on the show with us. So definitely reach out, or we will be reaching out to you. So Erin, thanks for
Thank
making
you,
this happen
Jonathan.
with me. And
Yes, thanks for
everybody
hosting.
else, we will see you next time. Thank you.
Sounds great. Thank you. Good night, everybody.